So brothers and sisters out there, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Come on in to get some of this good content tonight. Come on in, so we can get it. Come on in, brothers and sisters, come on in. Yes, it's another day, my brothers, another day, my sisters. Come on in so you can enjoy this show. I'm looking forward to talking to you this evening, and you can talk to me as well if you choose to, my brothers and sisters. Come on in, so you can get some of this good, old-fashioned content tonight. How you doing, Sister Deborah D. Scott? I see your joint haircut down there. How you doing? Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. It's that time. We about to get to it. We got a few more minutes, seconds to go before we can jump right into this content. Come on in. As you know, my brothers and sisters, I look forward to talking to you all basically daily. We are family. You brothers and sisters out there, come on in. Come on a little closer so we can be somewhat intimate in our conversations. I got some things that I need to talk to you about, and you can share with us, brothers and sisters. Just put your joint haircut down there, but be very respectful when you talk to us, my brothers and sisters. I'm going to be very respectful to you. With that said, my brothers and sisters, I hope that all of you had a very, very good day. And if this is your first time coming to this broadcast, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer. And before I get into the rest of my presentation, those of you that are here, go ahead and get your bag of popcorn and soda courtesy of Sister Flo Harvey Martin. She got it prepared, so get your bag of popcorn, soda. Come on up close, cross your leg, get comfortable, because we about to get into this content. Again, for those of you that this is your first time looking at the broadcast, I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship from the point of a male and a female. When I say male and female, from a biblical perspective, my brother, from a biblical perspective, my sister. How you doing, mother? I see your John Hancock down there. And how you doing, Sister Twyla? If you have any other thoughts about a relationship, my brothers and sisters, I talk strictly about the position from a biblical standpoint, meaning God had a unique relationship with that man Adam. And he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve, and he brought both of them together as one. So Adam had a unique relationship with God. Eve had a unique relationship with God, and collectively the man and woman had a unique relationship with God. If you don't believe in the principle of a man and a woman, you have what is called a free will. You can do whatever you choose to do, my brother and sister, but as for me, I talk strictly about the relationship from a biblical standpoint. Now, those of you that are coming in, we're about to talk about this particular topic. The topic for tonight is, why do some women get upset with a man when he selects a godly woman and not them? It's a reality, my brothers and sisters. It's a reality. Why do some women get upset with a man when he selects a godly woman and not them? There are some brothers that select a certain type of woman, meaning a godly woman, and worldly women, basically, those are the ones that basically get upset. And when I say, why do some women get upset with a man, I'm going to talk about a man, a godly man, or a man of purpose. And that's why he select a godly woman and not a worldly woman. And this is what we're going to get into. How you doing, Sister Shelley? Now, my brother and sister, let's define two words before we get into the presentation. One word is upset. The word upset, my brothers and sisters, it is defined as a state of being unhappy, disappointed, or worried. The word select. The word select is defined as carefully. How you doing, Sister Cheryl E. Smith, how you doing? And Shelley, that's good, sister. The word select is defined as carefully choosing as being the best or most suitable. So the topic, why do a man select a godly woman? We talk about a godly man. We'll not talk about a worldly man, okay? So we condensing this down to a particular type of man and a particular type of woman. A godly man, he should be interested in choosing a woman that he's compatible to first on a spiritual level. On a spiritual level, it's very imperative that when a man select a woman, he has to select a woman on a spiritual level that he is equally yoked with. So these are factors, and this man, he got to choose carefully. And how does a man choose carefully? God has to be in the mix for this man to select the right woman. So yes, sister, if you are a godly woman, you will be blessed if a godly man step up to you and he wants to have a long-term relationship with you. As it is written, my brothers, as it is written, my sister, in Matthew 24:14, Jesus is talking. Jesus made this statement. Jesus said, for many are called, but few are chosen. Again, Lord Jesus, in chapter Matthew 22:14, again, Matthew 24:14, Jesus quoted, for many are called, but few are chosen. From Jesus' position, Jesus is talking about godly men and godly women. When Jesus said many are called, Jesus is talking about the world in general. He talking about worldly men and worldly women. Every man and every woman that submit their lives to God were in the world. So what did Jesus do? Jesus selected these men and women. Why did he select these men and women? Because these men and women, they operated what is called their free will. So the Lord, based on the man and woman choosing the free will to follow the Lord, that's why they were selected. As you know, the illustration of Jesus is like knocking on our hearts, brothers and sisters. He don't beat on our heart. He knock gently on our heart, and he consistent call. But only a few men and a few women gonna answer the call to be a part of the Lord Jesus. Likewise, on the secular part, a man of God, a godly man, not a worldly man. This godly man. There are many women out there. There are many women out there. So this man, he might call. He might date several women. He might have dated several women. And when he would date certain women, he was trying to filter his way through until God decided to bring the right type of woman into this man's presence. It's just like this. I'm going to give you an example of a football team, and I believe I have used this illustration before. It's football. It's about to be football. As a matter of fact, it is football season right now. It's preseason. But let me tell you, my brother and sister, and I have used this illustration before. Sister, when a man decides to select you, it's just like you're in college and you are a star athlete. What do I mean by a star athlete? You are a quarterback. If you all notice this, whenever you look at professional football, the most known person on the football team, even beyond the coach, is the quarterback. The quarterback of the team get all the attention, even though the coach called the plays. And he got other players, and there are other players on the team. The quarterback, a lot of things go around the quarterback. The quarterback is one of the most important role models, I would say, a main feature on any football team. As a matter of fact, most quarterbacks are the face of the football team. So grasp that, my brother and sister. So when a man selects the woman is the face of his relationship. As you notice, my brother and sister, I'm going to go off this part a little bit, and I'm going to come back. As you notice, my brother and sister, let's say, for instance, the man is a movie star. Let's say, for instance, the man is known for some type of powerful position and stuff like that. Even though the woman or a single, whatever you want, this man, he's got something in the world sees this man, right? But guess what? The most important part of that man is that woman. As you know, a lot of times the woman don't have to say nothing. All she doing is walking by the man, and if you focus on it, the woman will be the focal point of that relationship. Let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington's wife don't be in the movies and stuff like that, right? Miss Watch, she doesn't do that. If you notice, she really don't say that much publicly, right? But when she go out with her husband, everyone know about Denzel Washington, right? But his wife, when you look how his wife carry herself, that speaks a lot. Let's go and let's talk about someone like Barack Obama. Michelle is more verbal, but when the world look at Barack, who else do they look at? They look at Michelle Obama. And the two women that I have just named, if you look at them, it's a certain way they carry themselves with their husband. These women, they are very respectful in how they talk, if they talk, their behavior, and how they dress. And I'm going to expound more into these three areas a little later on in this presentation. But going back to the football team, the quarterback is the main person that every team is going to select. When you look at the draft, the number one players normally get the quarterbacks. Okay, that's the one that's going to make the team go because of how he thinks and his skill levels, right? So, sisters, if a godly man select you, you still have what is called, you have a choice. Just like when Jesus called a man or woman to be with him, you have a choice and you have to exercise your free will because Jesus is not going to make you do nothing. And likewise, sister, a man that comes to you, he's not going to make you do nothing. As in the draft, you will get selected. When you get selected, it still doesn't stop there. You got to agree to terms to be on the football team. So the team is going to present you its proposal, and then you come with your proposal too. So you have to have a meeting of the minds to come together. The same thing when it happens with a man and a woman. When a man select you, sister, if this man select you, I'm talking about a godly man. I'm not talking about no worldly man. Worldly men, really, they don't even know what they want. They want this and that from a woman. But a man, a purpose, a godly woman, this man, he got purpose, and he strategically pick a certain woman because of what he's doing with his life. Okay, he pick out a certain woman with God's help because she's going to be the quarterback of the team. She's going to represent. So I hope that you all understand this analogy that I'm using. As it is written in Proverbs 31:30, it say, charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeing, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Not put on a pedestal, but to be praised. What is this talking about? A Proverbs 31 woman, but in the verse 13, it said charm is deceitful and beauty is fleeing. That means this woman, she's not hung up on trying to get a whole bunch of attention because she knows that the real beauty is coming from the inside. And she fears the Lord. That doesn't mean that she's afraid of the Lord. She respects the Lord, so that's why she's going to be praised. Going back to Michelle Obama, Barack's wife, and going back to Miss Washington, Denzel's wife, if you notice, these women, these type of women, they're praised based on, it still come down to this, how they talk, their behavior, and how they dress. And a lot about how they talk, how they act, and how they dress, that tells you a lot what's going on the inside of these women. These women know that they have to represent two. They know that they have to represent God first, and they know that they have to represent their husband because they're one spirit with the Lord, and they are one flesh and soulmate with the husband. A godly woman is a woman. What is a godly woman? A godly woman is one who put God first in her life. She values the word of God over what others think. She don't care what other people think. She values the word of God other than what other people think. like marriage. She avoids sexual immorality, clothes, cars, jobs, everything that the world is scrambling after. She avoids a whole bunch of this. That's not going to say that she don't desire, but that's not no big prerequisite, or that's not something that you always hear her talking about, right? And whatever else there might be. God also comes first, my brothers and sisters, with this godly woman, and he comes first over her own life, over her family, her friends, even her husband, if she's married. So this woman has God first in her life. No matter what going on, she has God in her life. Now, a godly woman, keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, has a past. All godly women, just like godly men, have a past. What do I mean by that? She acknowledges that she was a sinner. Like the man acknowledges he's a sinner. So I want to let you, brothers and sisters, know this straight from the point, that every man and every woman have a past. Every man and woman. Every man and woman that God pulled out of the world were sinners. Every man and every woman. So when I say godly, don't get this misconstrued that I'm talking about a perfect woman. There are no perfect women that walk on the face of the earth. Likewise, there are no perfect men that walk upon the face of the earth. Godly women fall sometime in life, even though they fall in Christ. Like a godly man, he will fall sometime. What do I mean? Godly men and godly women still sin sometime. They are not perfect, but they don't wallow in it a lot of time. But they might fall sometime based on his or her decision. They might sin. Because in the book of John, John even made a statement about this. John is considered the beloved apostle. John said that if a man said that he has no sin, the truth is not in him. So this man of God, he does not look for a perfect mate. When I say a perfect mate in character, she still got a long way to go, as he has a long way to go. So don't get the impression when I say, how you doing, mother? Don't get the impression when I say when a man chooses a godly woman, she is a perfect woman in character. She's not. Like the man is not perfect in character. She's a sinner until Jesus have found her. She did not find Jesus. Jesus found her. As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, if you hear people say, I found Jesus, that is a bald-faced lie. No man or no woman don't find Jesus. Jesus find us. Jesus always make the initiative. There's no man or no woman, if you look in the Bible, that seeketh after God on his or her own. The Lord has to, with his Holy Spirit, has to woo us to come to the Lord. The Lord does all the work on the front end. So free of charge, I'm not charging you for this. Anyone that said, I found the Lord, that's a bald-faced lie. No man or no woman never find the Lord. The Lord found her. Even when Jesus said this, if you check out what Jesus said, I came to seek and save that which was lost. That's what Jesus said. I came to find that which is lost. Brother, how you doing, Brother Terrence? Brother Terrence said, that's why the man that found a wife a good, because she now belongs to God. So when he finds her, she's already in a relationship with the Lord. So he marries into the faith because she's. Amen, brother. You all see what Brother Terrence Sanders wrote. This brother is right on point, and that is the truth. Jesus found a woman, then she accepted him into her life as God and Lord, which now make her a saint. This woman is a saint, which is defined. This is what a saint is. And I'm not talking about the New Orleans saints, some of you Falcon people. I'm not talking about the New Orleans saint. I'm talking about a saint. What is a saint defined as? A saint is defined as set apart, sanctified, made holy, or to say it differently, a person that acknowledged as holy or virtuous and typically regarded as being in heaven after death. That's what a saint is. That's what type of woman that a man is looking for. A godly man, he's looking for a godly woman that is a saint. That's what he's looking for. Not someone that's perfect. Now, keep in mind, not no one that's perfect. Now, according to Connect Us, here are a few core characteristics of a godly woman. I got this from Connect Us, and these are a few points before I really get into what I want to talk about. What is a godly woman? Here's some characteristics. A godly woman fears the Lord. That means she respects the Lord. The Lord is above all and in us all. That's what a godly woman, her first priority thing is a godly woman fears the Lord. She respects the Lord. Next, she speaks and behaves wisely. When this woman talks, she's very selective of the words that come out of her mouth, because she knows that based on what she say, it has something to do with her relationship with God and her husband if she's about to get married or she's already married. So every word that basically come out of this woman's mouth, she behaves wisely. Not that she's smart, that she's intelligent. She is wise. And I always tell you, my brother and sister, to be called wise always trump being called smart or intelligent or articulate, being wise. Next, she helps to guide young women into godliness themselves. If she have daughters, she teach her daughters what to do. She don't teach her daughter to not have no relationship with man. She don't tell her daughter stuff like, child, you need to go get your education and don't depend on men, while her mama is dealing with all kinds of men. Her mama don't have no relationship. Not all, but I'm talking about a lot of women, and I'm not putting this on black women, so nobody said Tony's attacking black women. This goes through different racial makeup, okay? So she's not telling her daughter to try to take things from man. She's not doing that. She's teaching her daughter how to behave in a godly way. She's teaching her daughter how to behave as a wife. If she's going to be a wife, she's teaching her daughter how to be a mother. So her mother is teaching her godly skill, not streetwise skill, but godly skills. That's what she would do. She submit to her husband in a Christian marriage. I'm going to say that again. She submits to her husband in a Christian marriage. What does that mean? Her husband is following God the Father through Jesus Christ, and therefore it's easier for her to submit. Not a woman that made an error in judgment and she's supposed to be a godly woman, but you marry a worldly man. I'm sorry, sister. You made a decision for whatever reason you decide to marry a worldly man, so you're going to get what the world offers. He might could give you money. He might could buy you that big car. He might could do a whole bunch of things when it comes to money and all that. But let me tell you something, sister. When you marry a worldly man, you're going to long for something else. He just don't have it. What he don't have? He doesn't have the Lord in him. Some of you sisters right now, when it comes to worship, don't you ever find yourself, a lot of you sisters, you go to worship by yourself. When I say worship, public worship, you go by yourself. And what your husband doing? If he's not working, he's looking at a game. If he's not working, he at the car wash. He always find other things to do. He is not a leader. I'm putting this out there right now. Any of you sisters that married to a man and you are a godly woman, you made a mental error when you married a man that you knew from the beginning. You knew from the beginning that that man didn't have nothing godly in him. The only time you hear that man say anything about God is when you are on your back. And that's when you hear him saying Lord and all that when you're on your back. You don't want no man to say nothing about when you're on you don't want a man to say Jesus and oh Lord when he on top of you, physical, and you all know what I'm talking about. Why he can't say nothing about Jesus outside the bed? Because he's not godly. And I know some of you sisters, I'm stepping on some of your toes tonight. I don't mean to step on your toes, but some of you sisters, you messed up. You got messed up. You married a man because of something. It had something to do with your emotion. It's something that you calculated, you miscalculated, and you got married to the wrong man. But there's hope. For some of you single sisters, you are dating a man right now and you know he ain't got nothing godly in him. But you decide to marry him. You brothers, if you marry a woman and you supposed to be godly, and you, brother, you think you could change a street woman? You can't change a street woman, and I'm going to get into that a little later. Some of you brothers, you think that you can change a woman in the street. You have heard of the saying, you can get the girl out of the country, but you can't get the country out of the girl. Take Lot, for example. Lot was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Two angels went into Sodom and Gomorrah, and they told Lot, y'all got to hit the road, and when y'all hit the road, don't look back. The angels, they talked to Lot, Lot's wife, and Lot's two daughters. They headed out of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And then there was hailstone and everything falling in Sodom and Gomorrah. A whole bunch of stuff happening, right? What did the angels that was in a man's body tell Lot and his wife and his daughter? Said, don't look back. Don't look back. That was a warning. Don't look back. What did Lot's wife do? She looked back. So what that represented? That's where her heart was at. Her heart was back there in Sodom and Gomorrah, instead in front of her. So brothers, that's why, sisters, a man that marries a woman, he don't supposed to marry a woman that look back. He's supposed to marry a woman that look forward. That's what happened in Sister Lot's case. She looked back, and we know the rest of the story, don't we? Another characteristic of a godly woman is she maintains a witness for God in her marriage. When you watch how she talks, when you watch how she moves, it's all about her witness for God. So some people might say, they might even ask that woman a question, why you do this and why you do that? She's a witness of God, and people see God in her. She's a witness of God. Another thing, she doesn't behave foolishly. And so she protects her household. She's not a foolish woman. She don't get into the housewives and stuff of this place and that stuff. All that kind of stuff is foolishness. She don't get into a whole bunch of food. Yeah, she might look at it. She might look at stuff like that and say, look at those fools on TV. Look at those fools, how those fools acting on TV. Those foolish women. And that's supposed to be role model for other women? No, that's foolish. And she protect her household. So she protect her household so they won't go through a whole bunch of foolish things because they represent God. She keeps her inner beauty. What she is on the outside is more important on what's more important on the inside is more important than how she look on the outside. Even though what's on the inside, that is going to shine. It's going to radiate, and this is what a man sees. Even if, and it's a double blessing if a man have a woman that's beautiful on the inside and she beautiful on the outside. That is beautiful. But brother, like I always say, if the woman, I know brother, you want to attract the woman, but if she's an adjustable 7, go ahead and get you an adjustable 7, because I know you want to have a look at a woman that somewhat look nice, brother. I can understand that, because eventually she's going to have to take off her makeup. And when she take off her makeup, you're going to see the real deal, and her last name ain't Holyfield. But you're going to see the real deal of that woman. Yeah, that's right, Sister Florida, double blessing. She keeps from gossiping and speaking ill of others. This particular woman, she's not a gossiper that much. And she don't speak a lot of negative stuff about other people. She works and takes care of her home and her family. Let me make a statement this. You all know, I got my wife, Cinderella. She get up early in the morning. Early, she clean up every morning. And it's only her and me in this location. She is a very clean woman. She wash all day, every day. When I say wash all day, if it was a rag in the utility room, she's going to wash that rag. She cleans up all the time, all the time. She's a very clean woman. She makes sure that everything is okay with her home. That's including me and her family members and other people that she don't even know. So she's a very caring woman. That's the kind of woman that a man of God look for. She works hard and she take care of her home and family. She recognized that God is for her. Before anything else, her desire is God. It's God, God, God. She might not walk around talking about God all the time 24/7, but it's God, God, God. She is faithful to support other believers. So if she knows the other believer, she's down with it. That is a good woman. She's down with it if she know that other people are believers. She don't hang around a lot of unbelievers. You got to be, and you got to understand it, brother. When it comes to sister, you got to understand is why some sisters don't be selected. Men look at your friends. When I say men look at your friend, I'm talking about godly men. They look at that woman's friend. Because if that man look at that woman's friends and how they talk and behavior, they know. Even though the woman said, well, I don't do that. Yes, you do. Because the thing is, birds of a feather flock together. You never see eagles and chickens walking together. You never see that. You see animals hanging with animals. And I'm not calling human animals, but human people are down with people that they have commonality with. No man hang around other men unless he got something in common with them. No woman hang around other women unless she got common with them. If this man see that you got some questionable friends, sister, and this man's a godly man, this man got purpose, you can hang it up. That's an X. You're not going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. She had faith that Jesus can do anything. No matter what's happening in this woman's life, she trusts that Jesus could do anything. Before her husband, she that trust that Jesus can make a way. She is available and willing to be used by God. She recognizes she is a vessel. So when the Lord is in her, the Lord is acting out. Even if she see people out there on the street that she don't know, she will reach into her pocketbook and give them some money. She don't think about, if I give this man money, he gonna go buy some liquor and all that kind of stuff. She don't even think that. Her thing is, I'm gonna do good because God want me to do good by that person. She helps to care for those who spread the gospel. If somebody down with the gospel, she's down with it. Now, in other words, she is a Proverbs 31 woman. That's what she is. She's a Proverbs 31 woman. And she's a good example of this type of woman. For example, Ruth. What type of woman Ruth was? She is a model of a Proverbs 31 woman. What do I mean by that? Ruth, number one, she believed in God. Number two, she thought about the needs of others. Remember, Ruth took care of her mother-in-law, so she was not only thinking about her relationship with God first, she thought about her mother-in-law. So Ruth was taking care of herself and her mother-in-law. And here's a big thing. Ruth wasn't looking for no handout from a man. I hope I didn't step on none of you sisters' toes. She was not looking for no handout for a man. She was not looking for a man to take care of her. But most importantly, God molded Ruth into wife material, and when Boaz saw it in her, he seen her as wife material. This is a godly man that saw a godly woman, because like I said first, he seen that she cared for God. He seen that she cared for other people. Her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law didn't have no job. She worked for her mother-in-law herself. Ruth was not going trying to see what type of man could take care of her. She was not coming there saying, can you get my hair done? Can you get my nails done? Can you pay my rent? Can you pay my mortgage? Can you pay my car note? Can you do this? Can you do that? Ruth wasn't about that. Ruth wasn't about that at all. She was not about that at all. Which leads me to tonight's topic. Why do some women get upset when a man select a godly woman and not them? Being selected. That's what it's about, being selected. The scriptures, my brother and sister, clearly tells us why God created the woman, a godly woman. Women, or a woman, was created for man to help fully image of God as husband and father. So God created the woman to be the wife of the man and the mother of his children. He made her weaker than the man because the man must image God's strength in his leadership, his provision, and his protection. Why do some women get upset when a man that's a godly man select a godly woman and not them? Now, number one, the woman that the man did not select, the woman wasn't prepared to be a wife. And the godly man seen that the woman was not prepared to be a wife. And the man seen it within his mind, because he had purpose. He know who he is, why he's here, and where he's going. Therefore, when he used his mind, his analytical skills, God gave this man wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment. His discernment say that this woman is not going to be a part of my purpose. Why? And he knew that this woman would be a liability and not an asset. Worldly men don't think that way. Worldly men think, I just want a woman to look good on my arm, and I just take care of her, and I want her to look pretty. Liability. Men of purpose don't look at woman. They could see that the woman attracted and everything, but men of purpose say, I need that woman. Not I want that woman. I need that woman because she could add purpose to my life as I follow Christ. She would follow Christ, and then she would at default follow me. The man that got purpose, a godly man. That's how godly men be thinking. Number two, he knew that the woman would not represent him well in public. He knew if he selected that particular woman, that worldly woman, he knew that she would not represent him, especially if he's not around. So that's very important, not only when the woman is around a man, but when he's not around the woman. What she does, and like I say, no woman is perfect and no man is perfect, but he selected a woman strategically that's going to represent him well in public. Number three, he knew the woman didn't understand life priorities. When a man of purpose selects a woman, he go beyond how she looks because he know beauty is going to fade. He knows that. So this man, he looks at the life priority. And when I said life priority, when he listened to the woman, he listened, especially if he's thinking about marrying her, where he would be at in the relationship. And as I have told some of y'all this before, I'm going to tell you again. Before I met Cinderella, this one lady that I met, and some of you have heard it before, so some of you haven't. So those of you that heard it, just go to the restroom and take your bathroom break and come back. But for those of you that have not heard it, there was this one lady that I met a few years before Cinderella. I gave her an interview. And when I gave her an interview, I said she was on the phone and I was on the phone. I said she wanted to get married. So I said, okay, you want to get married? I said, I want you to do this. I want you to write down the 5 most important things in your life if you and I get married. I said, I want to know the 5 most important things in your life when we get married. And I said, will you repeat that to me? She said, yes. You said you want to know the 5 most important things in my life if we get married. Tony Tuma. I said, yes, that's what I want you to write down. So I said, I'm going to give you 2 hours. I gave her 2 hours, and I gave her 30 extra minutes. I gave her 2 hours and 30 minutes. I called her back. I say, you know what? Hello? Hello? Did you do what I requested for you to do? Yes, Tony Toomer. Okay. On that sheet of paper, I want you to tell me the 5 most important things that is of importance to you with you and I getting married. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. You're talking to me like I'm a child. You're not a child, but when you talk about marriage, this is serious. I want to know what would be the 5 most important things to you if we get married. Okay. Number 1, my children. Number 2, my mama. Number 3, my job. Number 4, you and I get a house. Number 5, you and I'm married. That's 5 most important things in my life if you and I would get married. Okay, let me repeat that to you. You said that your children are going to be number 1. Am I correct on that? Yes. Your mother is number 2. Am I correct on that? Yes. Your job is number 3. Am I correct on that? Yes. Number 4, you and I get a house together. That's number 4, correct? Yes. And you and I getting married. That's number 5. Yes, those are the 5 most important priorities that will be in my life. You know what? What, Tony Toomer? You and I'm not going to get married. What? What? You said the 5 most important things that'll be in my life if you and I get married? I said, yes. I'm going to tell you why it's wrong. I said, number 1, I don't see where you put God in the equation whatsoever. You didn't even mention him. You know what I meant, Tony Toomer? No. That's why I gave you 2 hours. That's right, Auntie. That's why I gave you 2 hours. You did not mention God. The reason why I told you to write it on a piece of paper, because those are the 5 most important things in your heart. That's where your heart at. Because the Bible clearly say, whatever a man thinketh isn't in his heart, so is he. But you're a woman. So when you put your children there, that was going to be your number 1 priority. Now, if it was me, I would put God first. I got children. But if I marry you, my children come after you. You understand? Because you would be my wife. So after God for me, it will be you. But you put me at the end. Which tell me your children were going to be more important to me. Your mama was going to be more important to me. Your job was going to be more important to me. A house with you and I'm getting together was going to be important to me. And I was going to be on the back end, and you were going to sprinkle me in every now and then. But I said for me, it was going to be God first. It was going to be you second. It was going to be family third. It was going to be friends and all other relationships after you. You were going to become second to our Lord. Nobody else was going to be over you, including my children. I love my children, my mother. I love my mother. I love my siblings. But no, and I understood the order. My relationship with them was not going to change, but you being the wife, you were going to have to come second to the Lord. You understand? Well, you know what I meant. Yes, I know what you meant, but sister, we could be friends. We can't go no further, okay? Fine. That's what I'm talking about. A woman don't have life priorities. When a man of purpose talks to a woman, a godly man, well, he listen. A godly man don't hear a woman. He listened to a woman. And when a godly man listens to a woman, she is not prepared to be a wife. If he got purpose, she's not fit to be a wife. So why do women get upset with men when he doesn't select her? Sisters, I'm not talking about worldly men. We ain't even talking about them clowns. We are talking about godly men. We are talking about godly men. Why do women, worldly women, most so it's going to be worldly women that are going to be upset? You know why worldly women get upset? Because, number 1, some women don't consider what comes out of their mouths. Some women don't consider what comes out of their mouths. What do I mean? There are a lot of sisters out there. When I say sister, I'm not talking about black women in general. I'm talking about women that cross racial lines. There are some women out there that they got acid on their tongue. They don't know how to use words. When I say words, I'm not talking about having a subject verb misplacement. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how they be talking. You got some women out there that curse a lot. It's not one woman that I took in front of my family that cussed. Some of them that cussed, they wonder why they never met my family. They wonder why they never met my friends. The reason why some of them didn't do that, they cuss and how they use their words. So if I would have took them around my family, no, my family aren't perfect, but I wasn't going to take nobody around my family that cuss and stuff a lot. I was not going to do it. A lot of godly men, they listen to how you talk, because how you talk is going to be reflection on them. Therefore, that's why you were not chose, some of you sisters. You're not chose because you don't know how to express yourself without cussing. Number 2, some women don't consider how they behave. Some women act disorderly in public. The man can't take you nowhere without you acting foolishly. You want to get out there and twerk in a restaurant. That's what you want to do. You want to do all this worldly stuff. You want to get on social media doing all this crazy stuff. You want to get on social media, and it's nothing wrong. What I'm about to say is nothing wrong with this, okay, if you're doing it in moderation. Some of you sisters that I see a lot, you like to party a lot. You in the clubs every time the club get open. You always want to show your bottles of liquor. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with drinking if you do it in moderation. So I'm not telling you don't drink. I'm saying if you do it in moderation. You all know what I'm talking about there. You see a group of women, not all women, but you see a group of women, they don't have no problem, as well as men, but I'm talking about a godly woman and why they don't choose you. They see you, when you get a whole bunch of that stuff in you, you already wild. And what does alcohol do? It bring out more wildness in you. So you start talking loud, you start twerking, and all that kind of crazy stuff. You behave in a decent way. You don't even know how to talk to a waiter or waitress. You take you to a restaurant, and you don't even consider talking nice to a waiter and a waitress. You get mad at the waiter or waitress when your food come out wrong. You got to understand that your waiter and waitress did not prepare that food. All they did was bring it to you. You get mad at the waiter or waitress, even if the waiter or waitress is treating you nice. And you always want your food to be taken back. Don't you know, brothers? Don't you know, sisters? How you doing, Sister Ameri? Don't you know, brother? Don't you know, sister, when you have food tucked back, you don't know what those people be doing to your food. You still treat them nice and kind. The only thing you do, you talk to the manager. You don't unload on that waiter and waitress. That's why he don't want you, because you don't know how to act in public. You acting like Bozo the Clown, and you're not in the circuit. This man don't want no clown out there with him. That's why you didn't get selected. Here go a big one. Some of you women, not all of you, you don't know how to dress. You don't know how to dress. You go out there and you let the whole world see everything. The only person that's supposed to be seeing certain parts of you is your husband. You want every man to see all of your cleavage. Some of you wear, and you all know I'm big on this. And there ain't nothing wrong with you having a little cleavage. Don't get me wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I'm talking about when it be all down here, going to your stomach. And some of you sisters, I ain't talking about black women, but I'm talking about some of you though. But you think it's sexy. That's what you think. You think it's sexy to show all your boobs. The only person that's supposed to be seeing your boobs is your husband. If you're nursing your baby, not your children. Your children shouldn't be seeing your boobs. Your boobs are for your husband and the doctor. I'm talking about a physical doctor. I'm not talking about no man that go around saying he's a doctor. I'm talking about a physical doctor. Some of you sisters don't know how to dress. And when I say that, like I said, I use two ladies. They dress with class. And the reason I use those two, because you can identify them. I said Denzel Washington's wife, and I said Michelle Obama. Look how they dress. They dress classy. They don't dress sexy. It's a difference between sexy and classy. They dress sexy. They don't dress sexy. They dress classically. These women know how important their men's are. These men have a reputation. These men have purpose. They purpose driven. These men believe in God. These men believe in family. These men think about other people. When you listen to Barack, when you listen to Denzel Washington, listen how they talk. They talk about God. They give their wives they get a wives recognition. A whole bunch of recognition. They wives. That no man don't want no woman that don't know how to dress. Why you want to dress showing everything? The reason why you dress to show everything is because you got low self-esteem. There's something wrong with you. And you like for men to call you sexy. Yeah, worldly men gonna do that. That's why a lot of worldly men jump in your inbox. They jump in your inbox, they gas your head up, they tell you that you the most beautiful thing they ever seen. You're a goddess. I want to drink your bathtub water. They do all that kind of crap to gas your head up. The only thing they want to do is put you on your back. And some of you sisters, 30, 40, 50 years old, you still walking around showing everybody everything. You think a man of purpose want you to marry you? You really think that? Oh, yeah, a man will sleep with you. He will sleep with you now. But to marry you? And you supposed to represent God first, and you supposed to represent the man? I'm going to give you a situation. Nicki Minaj is married. You all have heard of Nicki Minaj. You have heard of that girl, what that girl name, that sang that song called WAP. You all know who I'm talking about. What that girl name? She popular now. It's Nicki Minaj, and what that girl name? You all know who I'm talking about. What the name of that girl that sang that song WAP? It's two of them, but it's on one of them songs. Let me look at it. Let me look that up right quick. Who does that song called WAP? You all know what WAP is, don't you? Let's see who do the WAP. Oh, Cardi B. You all familiar with Cardi B, right? And you all familiar with that girl named Megan Thee Stallion, right? Look how they dress. Look how they dress. Everybody can see what they're about. Everybody. That's going to be short-lived. They popular now. Nicki Minaj was very popular. Who took her place? Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Guess what? Someone going to come take their place. It's just a short period of time. They're not thinking about the future. They're thinking about the here and now. Yes, I'm popular. Yes, I'm getting a lot of bank, but they don't think, you see, they depending on how they look and their body part, if it ain't surgically put in them. And I just use Neil for an example. What man, oh yeah, it's a man now. It's a man that will deal with it. It's a man that mind being in public, but I'm talking about long range. When you have children and stuff. What you think those children friends gonna say to them about their mama? Look how your mama dressed. What your mama said. Then your children fighting with these other children. And you wonder why your son coming home with a black eye. Because little boy is talking about his mama. Some of you sisters, when I say sister, I'm not talking about black women. I'm talking about going across a racial line and stuff like that. Some of your children, some of you sisters, your sons be fighting other boys because those other boys be talking about you. How you dress, how different men be going. Yes, I must say this, how different men be coming in and out of your house and all that kind of stuff. So 3 things, I got a 4th one, 3 things. Some women don't consider what comes out of their mouth, how they talk. They don't consider how they behave, their actions. They don't consider how they dress. And some women, they get to the point where a man, a godly man, He's interested in you. Just like what that man in the Bible, Hosea. Hosea married a prostitute. The only reason Hosea married a prostitute because God told him to. More than likely, God ain't gonna tell these brothers today to go marry no prostitute. He used Hosea as the example of his relationship with us. How we go into the world and do things. That's the purpose of God getting Hosea to marry Gomer. And Gomer went back out in the street, and Hosea had to go and buy her from a pimp. That's just like Jesus came into the world, and Jesus had to buy her from a pimp. That's Satan with his blood. You follow my story when I was telling you, my brother and sister. Now, some women, you miscalculate a good man. That could be a good man. Some of you sisters today, that man have gone on and married another woman. And now what you're doing, you're sitting back thinking, why did I mess up? Why did I mess up? That man had potential. But I wasn't ready. She was interested in somebody else. Let me tell you something. Some men of purpose, they really like a woman. They could see some potential in her if she decided to use her will and do something else. But sister, a lot of you sisters, you have missed out on a good man that God have brought right in your face because he did not have that six pack. So you couldn't do it. He was not chiseled. You couldn't do it. He wasn't no real handsome man. You couldn't do it. He didn't have $1 million in the bank. You couldn't do it. He didn't have no big house that had 100 rooms. You couldn't do it. He couldn't take you in no exotic trips. He couldn't take you like to Rome. He probably could take you to Rome, Georgia, but he couldn't take you to Rome. Couldn't do it. He didn't have one of those high-end cars. He had a regular car that could get him from A to B. Couldn't do it. So time went by, and you start aging, right? And this man on his grind and his purpose, God opened up a whole bunch of doors for this man. When the God opened up these doors for this man, another woman, God brought a woman into his life. He got married. Now the man is flourishing. He flourishing because he was seeking God. God handpicked this woman that could go with that man. Like he handpicked Eve and brought Eve to Adam. He handpicked Rebecca and brought her to Isaac. He handpicked Ruth and brought Boaz. He handpicked Mary and put her with Joseph. God doing all the handpicking. God knows who to put with that man. God knows. So, I'm telling you, there are some women, they get bitter. They get bitter with a man. And they get so bitter with a man because he moved on with his life. They get bitter. And when I say a man, I'm talking about a good man, not a man that is flawless. I'm talking about a godly man that's imperfect. They get mad at a man. And not only do they get mad at a man, they get mad because the man go on with someone else. And then they want to call the man and ask him, what's up? When they find out that the man got married or is getting married, they go ballistic. You know why they go ballistic? Because they thought that the man was going to always be there. But they forgot one thing. The man was not going to always be there. You know why the man was not going to always be there? Because his name is not Forrest Gump. Forrest stayed there for Jenny. What did Jenny do? If any of you watched the movie Forrest Gump, what was Forrest about? Forrest loved his mama. Forrest loved Jenny. Forrest loved Bubba. Forrest loved Lieutenant Dan. But overall, he loved himself and Jenny. All throughout life, Forrest waited for Jenny. Some of you sisters, you think that man, what did Forrest Gump say on one scene when he talked to Jenny? Let me tell you what Forrest Gump said. If you all don't, Forrest Gump is a good movie, by the way. I recommend you all looking at Forrest Gump. It's about relationship. Forrest Gump told Jenny this. Even though people consider Forrest Gump an oddball, Forrest Gump told Jenny this. I know about love. That's one thing I know. I know about love. That's what he told Jenny. Forrest Gump. These brothers, sisters, they're not Forrest Gump. They're not going to wait for you until you get sick and then you want to settle down. That's what some women do. They want to go out there and do their thing with the bad boys, the popular boys, the money man, all these men. They want to go out there and do all these things. But then when it comes down to when these men dash their hopes, when these men dash their dreams, when these men talk bad about them, when these men call them bad names, call them the female version of a dog, call them a garden tool, and you know I'm not talking about a shovel. They call them all these things. They knock them upside the head with their fists. They get black eyes and everything, and they still hold on to these clowns, right? Where that good man, he was there, but you rejected him like a lot of men and women reject Christ until it's too late. It's too late. It's just like this, sister. You did not think that it was going to rain. It's just like when Noah and his family went into the ark. They laughed at him. They talked about him. Noah had purpose. They did not understand what Noah was doing. The people, they did not understand. They said, look at that crazy fool. Can you all imagine when Noah was putting the ark together and these people talking about it? They saying, man, what you doing? Or God told me to do this. God, man, that's crazy what you doing. You building, what is that anyway? Oh, it's an ark. What is an ark? Well, it's this ark that God told me to build because it's going to be a whole bunch of rain that's going to come down. What is rain? I ain't never heard of rain. As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, it was no evidence of rain before that flood. How did God used to water the earth? He used to use dew. That's how God used to water the earth. He used dew. And if you all not familiar with dew, go outside early in the morning, and it's like that little fall-like thing. It'd be wet and stuff like that. That's dew. They were used to that, but they weren't used to the rain because they didn't know what would happen. That is what some sisters do. The man that put his stuff together, you don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he's doing. You don't know where he's going. All you doing is looking at that man. Some of these sisters, you looked at the man and say, what that oddball over there doing? I don't understand what he's doing. You laugh at him and everything. But when that man go into that door and the door shut and everything on the ark, that means that man got into another relationship with a good woman. And the Lord shut the door. Bam! And then some of these sisters, they want to come back into the relationship. No. The door is closed. You can't come here no more. You could beat, but you can't come in. Those people beat on the ark, the rain was coming. It was over. They knew it was over. That's how some women do when a man get into another relationship with a woman, and then they want to come beat on the door. Boom, 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 boom. I want to come back in. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Too late. Too late. Too late. How you doing, Sister Lisa Lord? It was too late. The rain came down. Now, I'm telling you this. There are some women, they get bitter, and I know by talking to guys go on be with another woman. These other women that they deal with, they ask, why did you go with other women? Because you were not serious. You see, there are some men that are not being serious, but I'm telling you, there are some women that get upset when the man don't select them. And then some of these sisters, they want to do comparison and contrast with the woman that the man selected. The first thing most women do, they want to see how the other woman look. Now, the first thing they want to know is how the other woman looks. So if the other woman don't look in their minds good, better than them, or average, they ain't got nothing. The only thing they can say is she looked good. Then what they do, they want to do some investigation and see what that woman does, right? They want to see what the woman does. So they look at what the woman does. And if the woman does more than them as far as doing some Ruth stuff, the woman have her own grind, and she depending on, and the other woman, she was depending on other men to put some in her hand. But the man, the good guy, the godly man, he chose a woman that would already have her grind on. Just like when Boaz chose Ruth, selected Ruth, Ruth was already on her grind. So Boaz seen that Ruth is an industrious woman. This sister over here, she's not industrious. She waiting, and don't get me wrong, she waiting for the state to take care of her. Ain't nothing wrong with her getting off her sorry butt and working, doing something. Doing not what she waiting on a man. Her and her girlfriend, they waiting for a man to take care of them. Ruth did not wait for a man to take care of her. She was already on her grind. She was an asset. Some of these women over here, they're not assets, they're liabilities. And men of purpose, they see that these women are liabilities. They got a whole bunch of student loans over there. They got a whole bunch of other stuff going on there, and then they're looking for a man to rescue them. When Boaz chose Ruth, Ruth was not looking for no man to rescue her. But a lot of these women over here, they're looking for a man to rescue them because they're sorry, they're lazy, they're a liability. Ruth was not sorry. Ruth was industrious. Ruth did not mind grinding. So when Boaz seen her, he seen some characteristics in Ruth. He seen a godly woman. He seen a woman that take care of people and she take care of herself. These women over here, they don't want to take care of nobody but themselves. Some of these women, they don't even want to take care of their children. They dump their children off somewhere else. Or have you all ever seen a woman, she be dolled up all the time, and her children look like they need a biscuit. When I say they need a biscuit, you all see on TV where they have those shows over where the media children go to Africa, and some of these children look like they need their haircuts and all that kind of stuff. Some women over here in the United States, they be looking so good. They be on Facebook, and you look in the background, the bed is not made up. Then they got the children walking around, and you look at how their children look and how they look. They care more about their feature than their children. That tell a man a lot too. Let me tell you this. I'm talking tonight. Some of you sisters, a man of purpose, if you already got children, let's say the man got children, that man gonna look at how you treating your children. Because if he see how you treating your children, he got an idea how you gonna treat his. Because if you get married to you, you'll become one flesh. Instead of playing the victim, why are you going to get mad at that man because he moved on with his life? You're going to say, you're gonna go to the woman Facebook page, right? This man that got married to another woman. You're going to go to the Facebook page, right? You got to check out that woman, right? You got to check out how she look, what she does, what she about, right? Then you call the man. I'm telling you all some true stuff what guys be talking about. Then you call the man and you want to question him. Why you treat her better than you treated me? Look at what you represented. Look at how you talk. Remember how you talk? You don't have no respect for nobody. You be every time you say something, you have to cuss. I can't take you nowhere with me. I can't take you around. I can't take you to no ball. I can't take you around other people. It's not that I'm taking you around people or whoop-de-doo people. I'm not doing that. I want to take you around people that when they talk to you, you know how to carry on a conversation. Because if I go on this side and talk, you could be talking to these people. You know what I mean? You could carry on an intelligent, well, I ain't gonna say intelligent, you could carry on a wise conversation, whereas people could say, hey, this woman is on point. No man don't want to take no woman with him that everybody gonna be saying, especially if he take the woman around his family. how she talked, then guess what the family say? Where did you get her from? Where did you get her from? And how she behaved. You take her around your family for the first time, your friend, and she acting all kind of wild stuff. She so wild. A song come on. You take her to like it's summertime now. You take her around your family. Let's say your family and friend, and you go to a big fish fry or something like that. You there, and everybody cooling out, having a good time and stuff like that. And then a song come on, and she jump up and she start twerking, and everybody looking, and then they look at you, and then only thing you could do is, and then she gets some of that, a lot of alcohol in her, and then she be cussing, and then she be twerking, and not only that, you didn't want to tell her this. The man didn't want to tell her this, but you coming out there, you showing everything. So when you first come into the family and friend, they looking at you showing everything. And that's the first thing people look at you. People make a judgment on you, my brother and sister. You better believe based on how you dress. You go to this man's family and friend. That's why, sister, I'm telling you now. That's why you haven't met some of the man's family. That's why you didn't meet none of his friends. You might have met some of his friends, but you didn't meet the family. You know why? And then you want to ask the question, are you ashamed of me? Are you ashamed of me? Was it just a sex thing? Was it just sex? Yeah, that's what it was. For some men, yeah, that's what it was. It was just sex. And that's the raw truth, my brothers and sisters. That's the raw truth, how some men look at it. You might be just good enough. In some men's mind, that's how I see you. It's wrong, but that's how some men see some women. That's all you can do. You can't do none of that. And you know another thing, brothers and sisters, let me tell you this big thing before I go out here. I'm going to tell you this. A man of purpose want a woman that could offer him more than sex. What can you do besides give me sex? What can you do? If I take the sex away from you, what can you bring into this relationship? Your default thing is sex. What else can you do? Once you get out of bed, what can you do? What can you contribute to what's going on? If the only thing you can contribute is just laying on your back, I don't need you. That's how some men are. That's how godly men look at it. If the only thing you can offer is sex, I don't need you. I need a woman that can offer me something more than sex. How long does sex last anyway? Yeah. So the floor said, can you boil an egg? You can't even boil an egg. You can't even cut a French fry in half. You can't do nothing. That's all you could do. To tell you the truth, my brother and sister, some men talk about stuff like that. When I say some men, I'm not talking about worldly men. I'm talking about godly men. Man, she can't do too much. She can't do too much. When I try to talk to her, when I try to engage her in a conversation, it's like she get lost. That's right, Sister Michelle. The woman get lost. I try to have a deep conversation with. Let me tell you this, sister. Godly men, they want to be able to have deep conversation with you. They don't want to have surface conversation. They don't want to ride the surfboard all the time with you. That means some trivial stuff. They want to go up under. They want to do some deep sea diving. They want to discover some things. They want to see some more things. Can you talk? Stimulate my mind. God stimulate my mind. Can you have a stimulation conversation besides talking about that crap on TV? It ain't nothing wrong with being entertained, my brother, so don't get me wrong, but can you discuss something more than power? As a matter of fact, I like Power, but when I look at Power and those spinoffs, I know that it's just for entertainment. That's all it is. But I'm not gonna just when I talk to you, I just want to sit down and talk about stuff I see on TV. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about what we going to do. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about what we're gonna bring into the relationship. I don't want to talk about that stupid stuff all the time. Go talk to your girlfriend that had those stupid conversations. Because all the time I listen to you and your girlfriend, y'all have those stupid conversations. What y'all talk about? What your man doing, what your man ain't doing. All that kind of stuff. That's all y'all could talk about. What he did for me, what he don't do. What this other man want to do, what this other man don't want to do. What else can you do? That's why, sisters, not you. I'm not talking to you all. I'm talking about the world of women. How about that? I'm talking about the world of women. What else can you do? You get mad at the man because he gone with his life with a godly woman. A godly woman. Not a worldly woman. A godly woman. That's right, auntie. What you gonna do when the sex is gone? A godly woman. Why are you upset? Because he didn't select you? You thought he was supposed to select you, right? You've been going years and years and years wondering why that certain man didn't select you. Because let me tell you, to be realistic, sister, you all don't select men. Men select you, and the only thing you do, sister, is reject or accept the invitation. That's all you all do. You don't select, don't get it twisted, sister. You don't select the man. You reject or you accept. The man do the selecting. When it comes to marriage, men decide to get married. You decide to get married for whatever reason you decide to. But men decide when they're going to get married to a woman. I'm talking about godly men. I ain't talking about worldly men, because worldly men and worldly women get married to. And as I have told you all before, God don't put all marriages together. There's a whole bunch of worldly people. And let me tell you this, sister and brother, don't get memorized by worldly people. When worldly people be putting stuff up on Facebook and social media and stuff, and they smiling and they standing here, they standing there, and they look like they got the good life, that's all a bunch of crap. It's a difference between a mirage and an oasis. Everything you see, my brother and sister, is not true. You see people that appear to have it going on. They appear to have it going on. They don't say nothing to you. Just check this out, my brother. So a lot of times when you look at social media and you see couples, they don't feed you nothing. They don't feed you nothing. They just want you to get in compliments. That's how majority of a lot of couples do. They just want you to give them a compliment. They just want you to say how good you look or nothing. They don't even feed you nothing. They don't even say nothing like, that's a godly couple. You'd rather for people to say, it ain't nothing wrong with you people giving people couples compliment. Nothing wrong with it. But don't get fooled by what appear to be good. Because a lot of people that be on social media and even in public, their marriage is a sham. They smile for the camera. They smile from the world. But when they be behind the doors, it ain't the real thing. It's not the real thing. They don't feed you nothing. The only thing they want you to do, check it out. Go to social media when we get finished. Look at some couples. Look at some couples and see, do they feed you? What do I mean by feed you? They never they just take pictures. They don't say nothing. They just, it's a bunch of, they want validation. Not only do women want validation, not only do men want validation, but couples want validation. They want you to tell them how good they look, but they don't feed you nothing. They don't feed you nothing from the word of God. They never feed you. Never. But they want you to lift them up, and they want you to tell them how good they got things going on. They don't have it going on, because most couples, not all couples, most couples that sham in front of you all, they going through a lot of hell behind closed doors. God is not there in a lot of marriages. Their marriage is just going on fumes. It's not real. All you have to do is talk to them. Get past to how good they look. They're not feeding you. And a lot of you all know what I'm talking about. People that you know in public, they look good in public. People on social media, they look good on social media. But they're not godly men. They're not godly women. Brother, you have to be selected in the woman you are select. Sister, you got to be very careful of the man that you agree to give your life to. Every thought, my brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship, it leads to something. Every minute thought leads to something. Brothers, you godly brothers, women that you have been associated with in the past, when God brings the right woman into your life, these women, they're going to look at your wife, and they're going to do a comparison and contrast, especially if they're not in a relationship with no one. Or they could be in a relationship with someone, and they know that man, how you doing, brother? How you doing, Brother Jones? And they know that that man is in a relationship with a woman that's a godly woman. And they don't like it. They don't like it. They're going to talk about you behind your back. You might hear some words, but don't let that fret you, brothers, because they lost. They thought that your name was Forrest Gump. That's what they thought your name was, Forrest Gump. But your name ain't Forrest Gump, brother. You just moved on. Sisters, if you let a good man go, there's still hope. Jesus said, keep hope alive. All you have to do is go to God and tell God, look, God, I messed up. That good man gone. I want to do your will. And call the good man, call the man to find me. Thank you, Brother Jones. Call the man to find me. I can't go looking for a man. That's another thing some women do. You hear some women say, I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a good man. You know why you don't find no man? You know why you don't find a good man? Because that's not the process. The process is a man that finds a good wife find a good thing. There's nowhere in the scripture where a woman find a man. You could go on dating apps and stuff like that. I can understand. So if you decide to go on dating app, my sister, my suggestion is let the man reach out to you. Why are you going to get on a dating app and you reach out to a man? If the man interested in you, he's going to come to you. That's the procedure. That's the step, man. God bring the woman to the man. Attention. That's why some of you, if you ask the average couple how you meet, listen, what you do, you get a glass of soda that Sister Flo bring every show. I want you all to get a bag of popcorn from Sister Flo. You get and then you see she got it. And you get that drink, and you get some popcorn, and you ask couple how they got together. Ask them the origin how they got together. More than likely, you're going to hear some interesting things. But more than likely, how you doing, Brother Larry Walker? More than likely, you will never hear, you ain't no hardly hear a man or woman tell you this. God, the man, God caused this to happen. God called this woman to come to my view. You're not going to hardly hear that. I'm telling you this, my brother and sister, test time. The next person you talk to, ask them how they met. They're not going to, majority of them is not going to add God in it. They're not going to add God in it. You ask them, how did you meet? The man should say, God first. God led me to this woman, and I found her. The woman should say, I was prepared for him by God. If you hear anything else, it's a counterfeit. It's a counterfeit. And then when a couple get together and get married, ask them if it'll appear like they're having a good relationship. It's just another test. I have told you, brothers and sisters, this. Ask them this. How are you all able to stay together so long? And it's very interesting. Ask those couples that stand up in worship service when people say, oh, they've been together for 50 years. Everybody. 50 years? They've been together 70 years. Go to that couple. Ask them, how did you all stay together that many years? The first thing that most likely going to come, and you all know what the first thing going to happen, communication. Good communication. That's the default. Good communication. We had good communication. That's why we was able to stay together so long, because good communication. And I told you, my brothers and sisters, that if a man or a woman tell you good communication, you are speaking to foolish people. I'm going to say that 2 more times. If a man and woman tell you that good communication kept them together, you're talking to foolish people, even though they've been together 70 years. I need to say that again. If a man or a woman tell you they've been in a marriage for 70 years, even if they've been together for 100 years, and they go to the default communication, you're not speaking to wise people, even though they're in the same congregation with you. A man and a woman that are together should say, because of God. Bingo. Because of God. God calls us to stay together. God calls the man to find the woman. The woman accepted it from the man. That's what happened. God, somebody's saying something. Anyway, my brother and sister, just listen to what I'm saying. God calls the man to find the woman. The woman never find the man. Some women don't understand why men go on with other women. I'm not saying that the woman is better. I'm saying that the woman is godly. Godly women are not perfect. But if a man got purpose, like I said, he could see that this woman is an asset and not a liability. Women that are assets bring things into the relationship without having their hands like this. If they come into the relationship, they bring something in their hand. They're not coming into a relationship with empty hands. A woman coming to a relationship, she's supposed to bring something into the relationship. A man going to a relationship supposed to be bringing something to the relationship. The woman don't bring 50-50 into the relationship. The man don't bring 50-50 into the relationship. The man bring 100% into the relationship, and the woman bring 100% into the relationship. So, before I leave out, it's all about God. Sisters, the reason that a godly man, does not select is because he sees something that is not going to be a part of the purpose. It's not going to be a part of the purpose. But there's hope, like I said. Just follow the Lord and let the Lord mold you, and you will be a wife. Don't just accept any invitation from a man. Tomorrow, I got a good topic that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, my brother and sister. My cousin brought this to my attention. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about tomorrow why it is Whereas, I'm paraphrasing it, why is it that, I'm just giving you an example, why is it that some men have sex with other women and they have a problem when their wife don't want to have sex with them? You see, the wife, she knows that he having sex with other women. And he get bent all out of shape because his wife don't want to have sex with him, but he have sex with other women. And that's part of what I'm going to talk about. So I gave you all a little glimpse of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, okay? Why this man think his wife's supposed to have sex with him when he having sex with other women, okay? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I just gave you a little tidbit. I don't normally do that. But you all been so good, I thought I'd do that for you. And guess what? And you know what time it is. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. What Brother John said, if a woman shows that she knows how to honor God first and he be faithful to him, then I know. Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Sister Mary. Thank you, everybody that came in. Thank you, because you could have been doing something else. Your brother Tony love you. Your brother Tony love you. Your brother, your sister, I love you. I love you. I love you, my brother and sister. Thank you all so much for being a part of this because you could have been doing something else. Thank you, okay? Peace.